Go to my channel. My channel. Let's see. So, hello. Hi all. My live, I set it for 11:30, but it said that it was set for 1969. So, I don't know what the fuck that's about. But I was like, where's everyone? Why is no one in here? Well, that's why, because I had it set for the past, which is kind of weird. You think YouTube would be like, hey, like, this is not right. Maybe we shouldn't put it, like, have a date available, like, for the past. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, hey, Naomi. If you're watching the replay, hello. And a huge shout out to my best friend Quisty Poo, who's out waiting in the parking lot somewhere in Texas. I love you. I love you. I love you. She's probably like, what the fuck? Shut up, weirdo. Okay, so, yeah, I'm gonna wait for people to come in here because, like I said, like this, when I was setting this up, I had put 11:30, but it changed it to 2 p.m. 1969, which is like, okay, that's not weird. Chrissy says, I love you. Okay, so as you know, I do Mindful Mondays. I'm working on Transformation by Stephanie Littlebird Fogel. This is a diamond painting by Distracted by Diamonds, and this is a, what is this? This is a diamond painting pen from Diamond Pen Pal, and this is a cover reminder from, shit, what is it from? I forgot, but it's a cute cover reminder. All right, how's everyone doing? Naomi, are you feeling better? Let me know. Are you feeling better? Okay, I'm still gonna wait for like a few of you to come on. I don't know if I'm going over anybody, but usually I do this at 1:30 or 2:30, but my kid gets out at that time, so I'm not doing that. I'm doing it right now. And today we are gonna be talking about guilt because I've had several people talk to me this week about feeling guilty about something they have no control over. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm feeling better than I did this morning. Well, that's good. Good. Where the fuck is everyone at? Like, usually there's like hella people in here and they're like, good morning. Is it because it's Monday? Like, is everyone at work? I'm like, come on, peeps. Come on, people. I need more people in my life. Hurry up so I can start talking. So yeah, when I do my lives, I do research on the topic that I'm talking about, and like I said, today is about guilt, because it comes in many forms. One of the things that I dealt with was guilt was my kids. Well, specifically one. You guys know him as Bundy because he's always talking about killing people and shit, but that's besides the fact. Anthony, I had an issue with him being bad, right? Like, that's what I would say. Like, he was being bad at school. He was throwing shit, right? He was cussing, and I cuss, so I was like, damn, like, I need to stop cussing because my kid's cussing. But it took me a while to realize that, like, yeah, we do have responsibility over our kids 100%, but sometimes they do shit on their own too, and we shouldn't blame ourselves for the things that they do. You know what I'm saying? For example, yesterday, this is a good example. Yesterday, I don't ever talk to Anthony about like the LGBTQ, QRST, WXYZ, whatever the fuck it is, the gay, lesbian stuff. I don't. And I have nothing against it, but I just don't talk to him about it because it's never came up, and like, it's not something I would just off the bat be like, hey, did you know that there's people that are gay in the world? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck would I do that? So yesterday he came up to me and I was playing The Sims, and One of my characters hugged a girl, and he was like, "Are they lesbians?" And I'm like, "What? Like, how do you what the fuck?" And he goes, "They're gay." And I was like, "No." I'm like, "They're friends." But I'm like, "How do you know?" I was like, "How do you know about this?" Like, what? He goes, "Yeah, if a guy's with a guy, that means that he's gay. If a girl's with a girl, it means they're lesbian." And I've never taught my kid that, and I've never seen him watch anything on TV that has to do with that. So I asked him, I go, "Where'd you hear this from?" And he was like, "Oh, my friend told me." And I was like, "Outside source, mother muffin." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well," I was like, "You shouldn't be talking about that." I'm like, "At least not like right now." You know what I'm saying? Like, it was kind of just like it was. I was shooketh. I was shooketh. Um, and he was like, "Well, he said that he's gay," and I'm like, "Well, that's good for him, but we're not gonna talk about it right now." Like, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I felt weird. Plus, I was high, so I was like, if I don't want to be like a philosopher, to my like what my 8-year-old, So I was just like, all right, well, we'll talk about it later. And then me and my husband were talking, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, how did he like out of nowhere just start talking about it? And this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes we can teach our kids stuff, but their friends are always going to teach them stuff too, you know? And when I was talking about guilt with me, is that I was blaming myself for some of the shit that he does. Like, he was cussing, and I thought, well, I cuss, so maybe that's why he's cussing, right? And no, he was like, "Oh, a lot of kids in my school cuss. My friends cuss a lot." So I was like, okay, well, it can be me, but then again, he's gonna be acting the way that his friends are, right? And I've talked to a lot of parents who are like, "My kids would never do that. I'm gonna raise them to be perfect, blah blah blah." And I'm like, bro, you do know that society also raises your kids, right? You can raise your kids as much as you want and have them be straight A students and don't do drugs and all this shit, but once they're out in the world, that a lot of that shit goes out the window. I'm not saying all kids, okay? There's a lot of kids who are like, "Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna do that coke." My mom told me it was bad. But there's other people, other kids who are like, "Yeah, let's try it. Yeah, peer pressure, yeah." So that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you have no control over what your kids do. If that makes any sense. Like, Naomi, I know yesterday you were upset about what you told me about, and this is why I'm bringing it up, is because sometimes you shouldn't feel guilty for the shit, especially if your kids are older. If they're teenagers and they're being fucking assholes, like, I don't think it's necessarily you who's teaching them, because they're learning at that age. They're learning for themselves. You can only teach your kids so much. You know what I'm saying? There's also guilt. Someone came to me, what was it, last Monday? I'm not gonna say no names, okay, but they were talking about feeling guilty about taking care of their parent, you know, like, I guess they feel bad because they don't want to take care of their parent because it's too much stress, and they feel really bad. And it's kind of like, well, okay, first of all, let me just stop real quick. I'm not a professional, okay? I'm not Dr. Phil. I don't have a degree in this shit. This is purely just my opinion. I do cuss a lot, and if I offend anyone, I'm not sorry, because this is who I am. So if you don't like it, you can get out. That's what I always say. Never live, okay? But if you do want to stick around, I do talk about life, and I talk about shit that I feel and that I think, my opinions. But anyway, Naomi says, "My kid is a straight up asshole." I'm just saying, he is acting like he did nothing wrong by taking his brother's car last night for a joyride. And sometimes, like, I don't like punishment. Like, I try to punish my kid, right? And I'm like, his Xbox. Like, hey, you're not gonna play this shit because you're being stupid. And he, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think I can't speak for teenagers because I don't have a teenager. I have a kid, you know? So how would you discipline your kid? I want to know. I'm curious. If you have a teenager, how do you discipline your teenager? I gotta take notes. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard it gets worse. Do you take their cell phone away? If they have an allowance, do you not give an allowance? Like, what do you do? But I can say that with my kid, I take away his Xbox, and he thinks it's like the end of the world and shit. And I'm like, I don't care. Whatever. He's like dying. He's like, oh, I want to play my game. I want to play Grand Theft Auto. And I'm like, well, too damn bad. Naomi says that is definitely true. He wasn't like this a couple of years ago. About 2 years ago, he started hanging out with these badass kids and thinks he can do whatever he wants with nothing happening. And Sylvia says, God bless you when your 3 kids are teenagers. Oh my God. Well, I mean, everybody has different experience, but I mean, kids are gonna be kids. The way I see it, I've never met a teenager that didn't give their parents attitude. You know, like I've never heard of the angel teenager. You know, uh, I mean, I guess we learn how to deal with it as they grow up and they're learning too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't really ask for advice on like, what should I do if this happens when they're teenagers, because every kid's different. I have 3 boys. I don't know how it's gonna be. Maybe one of them's gonna be like a really shitty teenager, and the other 2 are gonna be fine, or maybe all 3 of them are gonna be assholes. But that's why I got my husband to regulate and beat the shit out of them when they're older. Like, right now, what I can teach them is like respect and like, because Anthony was giving me attitude and trying to talk to me sideways, and I was like, look, little boy, like you're too little for me to beat your ass the way I want to, but you do this shit when you're a teenager, you're gonna catch these motherfucking hands, but that's why I'm like, hey, you gotta, my husband tells me you gotta respect your mom, don't talk back to your mom, don't give her attitude, and they slowly learn that. What's up, Jeremy, brother Jeremy? Our moms and dads are really brave. Naomi says, it is hard. He is bigger and stronger now. Will charge at you and come after you. Sometimes it just gets to be too. Does he fight you like physically, Naomi? I would fuck him up, girl. I would fucking. I don't know, man. If that's different. Now, if your old ass kid is like, or not, I don't even say kid. If your grown adult child is putting his hands on you, that's a little different. Like, that's crossing all the fucking lines. You know what I'm saying? Always have think the raise kid is hard, that I decided not to have kids. That is how hard I think that is being a parent. And that's okay. Some people see other people's kids and they're like, nope. This oven is broken forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Naomi says, yes, I have had to call the police on him before. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, man, because that's crazy. That's... But like I said, sometimes it's not your fault. It's the people they hang around with. They start acting like them. I try to, as much as I can, I try to have Anthony not hang out with the little assholes. Sometimes kids are going to be kids and be jerks. Like, I'm not going to say my kids are perfect. My kids have been bullies before, and I shut that shit down ASAP. But there's other, like, kids out there that are just bullies all the time, and I'm just like, he's being mean to you, and he's like, but he's my friend. I'm like, that's not a friend. Like, no. And I try to prevent him from hanging out with these little asshole kids, I think it's going to be harder once they start getting older. But anyway, I was talking about guilt when it comes to having to take care of, like, your parent, or like your dad or your mom. Like, if they have like dementia or something like that, or you feel guilt because you think you shouldn't feel that. It's stressing you out. You just want to come home, kick your feet up, like, without having to worry about anybody or anything. Putting them in a group home. Like, I don't know. Like, me growing up, here's the thing. Me growing up Mexican, my family, everybody doesn't believe in putting their parents in a home, and that's fine. I wouldn't do it. I don't know. That's just me though. But if you do it, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay? Like, you should not feel bad for putting your parent, your like mom or dad, in a group home if you know you can't handle it. Because sometimes there's things you can't handle. Like, if you are not a nurse and you're trying to take care of your mom who has dementia, and like something happens, like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Call 911 every time? sometimes they have to be in these homes so that these nurses can care for them, become their caregivers. Or, I've seen people who pay caregivers to come to the house. And for example, I was reading about this lady who didn't want to put her mom in a home, so she hired a caregiver, and the caregiver would come to the house and leave when the woman would come back from work. But then at the end of, like, that lady's shift, she would come home and be like, fuck, dude, now I gotta deal with this. Like, I want to go to sleep. I just worked all day. And she felt guilty for feeling that way because that's her mom, or or her dad, or I don't know who the fuck. I think it was her mom. But it's like, I don't feel like there's not anything wrong with you feeling a certain way. Like, if you feel like they're, I don't know how, I don't want to say a burden, okay, because that's really mean. But if you feel like they are, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with you feeling that way, because you're not used to, or you shouldn't have to take care of your dying mom or dad. I don't know. I know it sounds really mean, but I understand if you're having feelings like that, and that's why, like, feeling guilty about that, like, I would just say, like, hey, you're trying your best, and if you think you can't do it, if it's detrimental to your brain, your mental health, like, help them. I mean, you're already doing something by putting them in a home. You're not throwing them out on the street and shit. Like, all right, mom, bye. Here, you can live on the beach now. Bye. Thanks for raising me. Okay, you're good, right? Okay, yeah, you just stay in this tent. Okay, watch the waves. All right, bye. Like, you're not abandoning your parent. You're helping your parent. You're helping your mom or your dad, whoever the fuck it is, your grandma, your grandpa, don't matter, right? Like, my grandma, on my dad's side, she has issues, but she doesn't have any, like, really bad issues like that. And I swear, like, she clings to my family. Like, she doesn't do anything to help, like, herself, And I feel that's why when it comes to me, like, I don't know, it's gonna sound mean, but I'm kind of like, Grandma, do you really need help though? Like, can you just go back to Mexico and live over there and not try to, like, cling on to, like, our family, But that's different, she's told she can walk. She's totally fine. I don't know. I don't know why I brought that up. I guess it's just to make, like, comparison. Like, there's people out there that really do need help, and there's people like my grandma who don't and just mooch off of people. Just so you guys know, I don't like my grandma. I don't like her. She's awful. She's an awful person. So anyway, let's look at the comments. Diamond Queen, hello. Pommy, hello. Maybe if you put your parents in a facility, you should try to visit them often and spend quality time with them. No. Yeah, that works too. Like, I mean, now you should feel guilty if you put them in a facility or a home and you don't visit them and you're just like, bye. Like that, then yeah, you're a shitbag if you do that. But if you put them in a home, I'm sorry, I'm just saying you're a shitbag if you just leave them there, okay? Because those are your parents. You're supposed to care about your parents, right? It depends. If your parents loved you and you have a good relationship with your parents, you should never do that to your parents, But that's just my opinion. But yeah, you can put them in a facility and visit them. It's better than have them in your house and always be fighting with them. Yes. And in the beach, you are really crazy. No, I was just using that as an example. I would not throw my mom at the beach. Hold on, guys. What? Okay, well then, here, you can hang out. Come on. Yeah, just don't make a mess in my room.
Okay. Let's play!
Let's see. He used to be so sweet and loving. Then he started high school and he has changed so much. Oh, come over here. It's okay. Stop. All right, show me a trick. Sorry guys, sometimes my kids come in here. My husband's at work right now, so yeah.
I'll show you.
Why are you knocking down my shit for? Why are you doing that?
I'm gonna show you.
Okay, show me your trick.
I can't.
You can't do it anymore?
Wait,
Okay.
I
I know, but really made me laugh.
I'm gonna show you.
you know, a lot. See, that's the thing. Like, there's the person who's like, yeah, let's throw mom in this home, like fuck her. And then there's the other person who's like, hey, maybe putting her in a home or a facility, whatever, is gonna help her more than I can help her. You know. So there's two different people out there. But I'm saying, if you're the person who's putting them in a home or facility or whatever the fuck you want to call it, you are already taking the steps towards helping them, you know? That's how I see it. No, give me that right now. Give it to me. No, give it to me right now. I'm going to count to 3. 1,
What is
2.
it?
Thank you. That's mine. That's what that is. Shit. Hi, birth control and Chucky 2.0. Yes. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Okay, they said hi.
Hi.
So anyway, yeah, and that's why I wanted to talk about guilt, because a lot of people feel guilty for things they can't control. Okay, guilt is normal, I guess, to feel. From what I was reading, I mean, I look, it's common sense. It's normal. It's a feeling. Okay, I'm like, feeling guilty is very normal. No shit. Just as much as other feelings is normal, okay? Let's see. Guilt makes a heavy burden. Don't let it drag you down. Over the course of your life, you've probably done a thing or two you regret. Most people have, since mistakes are normal to human growth. Still, the guilt that creeps in and takes out space in your consciousness can cause plenty of emotional and physical turmoil. You might know guilt best as the nauseating twist in your stomach. Okay, we don't need to know what that feels like. We all know what the fuck that feels like. Name your guilt. So when you're guilty, always try to figure out where that guilt is coming from and why you feel guilty. Here are some things you can do if you feel guilty. Set aside some quiet time for yourself. So like, lock your kids up or something. Go in the room. Be like, here's some hot Cheetos. Bye. Okay. Bring along a journal to keep track of your thoughts. You always want to write things down. Sometimes writing things down helps. Say to yourself or write down what happened. I feel guilty because I shouted at my kids, or I broke a promise, or I cheated on a test. Okay. Those are just minor examples, right? Mentally open the door to guilt, frustration, regret, and anger, which is what we talked about last week. And any other emotions that might come up. Writing down what you feel can help, right? Sit with those feelings and explore them with curiosity instead of judgment. Many situations are more complex than they first appear, and picking apart the knot of distress can help you get a better handle on what you're really feeling. Okay? Okay. So always explore the source. Like, where is this guilt coming from? I used to feel guilty yelling at my kids. Can you believe that shit? Like, I was always like, oh my god, I'm such a bad parent. But now I'm like, nah. I yelled at them for a reason. I'm good. Dog cages are great for locking kids up. Just throw them in there. You need some time? Just lock them little shits in there, you know. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Let's see. What I'm reading off of the stuff that, you know, yeah, I was looking up.
This stuff.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Me?
No, both of you. What are you guys doing? Are you guys making a mess?
No.
Give me this. Why do you have a fly swatter?
Because I'll kill you. Fly swatter.
You're gonna kill me with the fly swatter? That's
Yeah.
morbid as fuck,
You're
but
a
okay.
bee.
I'm a bee? I'm not a bee.
Yes, you are.
Let's see. Feelings of shame don't improve your child's behavior. Okay, so if you have an acting out child, it's common to feel deeply ashamed of their behavior. It's as if you've failed as a parent. But these feelings of shame don't help anyone. They won't help you and they won't help your child. Who is to blame just doesn't matter. What matters is parents who are working to become more effective. What matters is what you can do differently to help your child change their behavior. After all, it's not about whose fault it is. It's about who is willing to take responsibility, right? And that's actually good advice, because when Anthony, or it's funny because I always talk about him because he's like mostly my problem, but whenever Anthony or Jonathan, hold up, wait a minute, give me that shit. Nope, we're not doing that. All right, come on, let's go watch TV.
TV.
Come on, yes, go. You know, I'm not gonna get you Skittles.
Fine.
You better go watch
Don't-
TV.
Don't hit me.
I'm not even near
Go
you.
there. Something.
Okay, anyway. Whenever Anthony or Jonathan does something bad, like, I try to tell them, like, hey, tell me what you did bad and why mommy is mad. And then they'll tell me. And I'm like, okay, so you, for example, today, this morning, right? The boys got the eggs and threw them all over the fucking floor, okay? And I was really pissed off. I was like, oh, I can't even take a shit because my kids destroy my house, okay? So instead of like yelling at Jonathan and being like, what in the fucking hell? Like, I was like, look, listen, look at me. Look into my eyes. I was like, why did you do that? And he was like, the baby did it. And I'm like, okay, the baby did it. I'm like, no. I'm like, you need to tell me why you did this. And he goes, because it's fun. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, are you supposed to be throwing eggs on the floor? He's like, no. I'm like, so are you going to do it again? He goes, no. And I'm like, all right, now pick it up. And he didn't want to. He was crying. I was like, I don't give a shit. Pick it up. So he picked it up. And I go, what did you learn? Yes, we did. He said I didn't cry. And then I said, what did we learn? He goes, not to throw eggs on the floor. And I'm like, exactly. Gonna get the girls love you. I love you too.
I didn't cry.
He's embarrassed, guys. He's under the bed. He's like, I didn't cry, lying ass mom. But he did cry because he doesn't like picking up after himself when he makes messes. So I am not lying. I'm not a lion. I'm not a lion. I just realized that you guys can't see like this. Let's see. Gotta get the girls. Okay, so yeah. So I do my Mindful Mondays to try to help people. Sometimes I talk about my life. I try to talk about like different topics, you know. But you guys are always welcome to comment and be like, hey, this is the shit I'm going through, or you know, because that's what I want these Mondays to be. It's not just about me talking, it's about you guys opening up and seeing if there's anyone in the comments that can help you or give you advice besides me. It's not all about me. I try to always say that, okay? It's about you guys too. What are you doing? Get out from under the bed. Why are you under the bed?
Good.
No, you know what? I'm not getting you your Skittles anymore because you are being really bad right now.
No.
Get out of my room right now.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, and I gotta deal with the kids. Go, now. Now.
Baby stuck.
Yeah, the baby's stuck because you got him stuck.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm trying to leave you.
Well, you better help him out.
No.
Yeah, you better help him out.
Hard.
Well, then you shouldn't have done that.
Baby, I'll save you. Go over here. Go over here.
38, 36. I see you. I see you, silly baby. All right, go. Why don't you guys go downstairs and watch a movie, okay?
You beat. Sounds excited.
38, 36. Is that it for you?
You beating. You beat.
Okay, go watch TV now.
Okay.
Now. You think I'm playing? I'm not playing. You better give me that. Nope. Go. Go watch TV right now.
Go.
Like literally made a
Go
mess.
there. Go outside.
1. Give me that. No, give me that.
Let's go here.
Give it to me. That's dangerous.
Let's
Give it to me.
catch. I want to hit you.
No, you're not gonna throw that at me. What the hell? Crazy ass. Let me throw this at you. Okay. Go.
Oh, do this in a minute.
Go. Let's go. Now.
Okay.
Come on. Let's go bye-bye.
We're going bye-bye, Anthony. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we're gonna go pick up Anthony in a little bit, yes. But you
No,
guys...
no. Please. I want Anthony.
Go watch TV. Go stop. Go watch TV. You guys are being really bad.
I want Skittles.
I'm not getting you nothing.
No.
Anyway,
No.
most of the time when I'm online, my
Mommy,
kids
no.
like to mess with me.
No.
And Jonathan, stop.
No. Mommy.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
Mommy, I said no. Mommy Skittles.
Buy me Skittles.
Buy me Skittles.
I can't because you're not listening.
I know.
Why are you crying?
More Skittles.
Well, then get out. Go watch TV. Go do something. Go.
Okay. Bye, Risha.
Did you just call me a Gleisha?
Maybe going.
He just said, bye, Gleisha.
Bye, Risha. Bye, Risha.
Bye, ugly.
Bye, fat.
Bye, ugly.
Bye, fat, fat.
Bye, fat, fat.
Bye, all you fat.
Okay, cool. So anyway,
All you fat.
30 minutes. Okay, so anybody have anything to say or add on to what I was saying about guilt? Let me know. My kids love making messes. They love making messes in the background. They don't give a shit. Let's see. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go. I know this was a short Mindful Monday, but it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, like a lot of you guys comment and we start talking about whatever's going on, but I don't see anybody, so I gotta go. I'm gonna go take care of these kids, and I will see you guys next Mindful Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please stay safe out there, okay? And I'll see ya. Bye. Bye.
You're not going.
No, I'm not going. I'm not taking you anywhere.
You're not taking me. You're not going.
No.